This is XR4Ti, a sports coupe designed and built in Germany and brought to America by Merkur to answer a challenge. The challenge? To build a sports coupe with superb comfort, the latest in ergonomics, a car delivering performance, handling, and state-of-the-art dynamics. The answer is XR4Ti. Your challenge is to road test it, to drive it in a way that reveals its remarkable talents.
Hello, I'm Jackie Stewart. Many of you know me as a world champion racing driver and a motorsports commentator. What you may not know is that these credentials have allowed me to be a consultant on vehicle performance for the Ford Motor Company. That's how I first became involved with this rather unusual motor car. The XR4Ti began life as a development project at Ford of Germany, and it was there that I was involved from the beginning to do all I could to make sure it became the kind of performance coupe that it was intended to be. I even have home movies to prove it. I'm here today in another role. I'm here to put you in the driver's seat, to help you see the engineering, the performance and the capabilities of XR4Ti, the way that I see them, the way I gauge them and test them. Now, let me take you into the world that I live in.
To an expert's eye, the most striking quality of XR4Ti's design is its tremendous overall aerodynamic shape. German engineers spent a lot of time in the wind tunnel to achieve its 0.33 coefficient of drag, among the lowest ever achieved for a sports coupe. At the front, notice the air dam below the bumper. It's part of a polycarbonate anti-abrasion system which wraps completely around the car, reducing overall wind resistance and turbulence around the wheels. The lower body side cladding directs airflow into the wheel well areas to minimize water and dust collecting. This airflow also helps brake cooling. Run your hand over the windshield. It's flush mounted, as are the sealed halogen headlamps, to improve airflow. And the driver's side windshield wiper has a functional spoiler to keep it firmly pressed to the glass at highway speeds. At the rear, the biplane spoiler on the hatch door combines with the flush-mounted rear window to reduce turbulence at the rear of the car. But look for a moment at the XR4Ti through the eyes of someone like yourself. Let's join two young people as they get ready to take XR4Ti. They expected a car each, but we thought they'd learn more if they shared the experience. On the side, you find aerodynamic mirrors and recessed door handles to minimize drag. Inside, XR4Ti makes extensive use of the science of ergonomics to improve the function and comfort of the seats, and the controls for that matter. In fact, the entire driving environment. The driver's seat adjusts up and down. Both front seats adjust fore and aft, and the seat backs go from full upright to almost flat. There's even an adjustable lumbar support for added comfort. Turn the key and watch the turbocharged overhead cam 4-cylinder engine rev up instantly on the tachometer. The manual gearbox is all business as you engage the clutch and slip into first gear. The way the controls work together makes XR4Ti feel like a very easy car to drive. The steering wheel communicates just the right amount of road feel so that you know exactly what the car is doing. On the road, you begin to appreciate XR4Ti's potential. It's where all the engineering and sophistication come together. Sense the excitement build as you shift positively from gear to gear. The gear ratios are well matched to the engine, so power is always there when you want it, for passing or getting up to highway speeds. Feel how the clutch pedal is light to the foot, and work the accelerator. It has a gentle, progressive motion that can give you a sense of confidence and control. Electronic multi-port fuel injection and electronic engine controls keep the engine running smoothly. It has microchip technology capable of making enough decisions in split seconds to run a 747 jet. You find tremendous power when you want it, coupled with genuine fuel economy. It comes from sophisticated turbocharging that boosts engine output to 175 horsepower. XR4Ti is an enthusiast car, an engineer's car. The strengths fuse into a solid feeling of technical competence and comfort. If anything, the completeness of the engineering becomes the dominant theme. The 5-speed manual transmission mated to the turbocharged engine propels XR4Ti from 0 to 60 in only 7.8 seconds. XR4Ti is a driver-centered automobile. That means that the driver sits in a command position with all controls and gauges in easy reach. Switches for the wipers, turn signals, headlights, and dimmers are stock-mounted on the left and right of the steering column, where a small shift of your hand can find and operate them. Other controls are in dashboard pods on either side of the driver. The pods are angled inward for better visibility and easy access. On the left, the smaller pod holds rocker switches for fog lamps, rear defroster, and rear window wiper washer. Notice how gauges use white lettering on a black background for ease of readability. The complete instrumentation includes speedometer, tachometer, boost gauge, fuel and temperature gauges. At night, the gauges are backlit to reduce irritating glare. Your eyes can remain on the road ahead because everything is placed for your convenience. Now you should find a twisty country road. That's where you sense this car is in its element. The spirited acceleration is a controlled surge that brings you up to the required speed. Even at top limits, the car is sure-footed. The balance becomes really evident as you move from turn to turn. You never feel out of touch. As you would expect in any world-class sports coupe, XR4Ti was designed with rear-wheel drive. The exceptional handling is a direct result of the front-rear weight distribution, combined with the sophisticated suspension. The independent suspension uses gas-pressurized shocks and struts for superb handling. In front, McPherson struts and a 26mm front stabilizer bar keep XR4Ti smooth and flat in cornering. At the rear, semi-trailing arms, progressive rate coil springs, and a 10mm stabilizer bar help the car bite into the road. It's also a space saver for rear passenger and baggage room. And XR4Ti has very good center feel. That's the way the car communicates its position as weight shifts from one side to the other between turns. You might not notice a handling trait like center feel, but it's part of XR4Ti's unique character. And it's one of the things that had to be just right before Jackie Stewart would sign off on the prototype. XR4Ti's ride doesn't suffer for the sake of superior handling. And that superior ride is evident immediately to driver and passenger alike, no matter who's behind the wheel. This combination of ride, handling, room, and comfort is obviously something that Ford of Germany has worked very hard to achieve. One of the most unusual things you find in the car is that it gives this comfortable ride while still developing good road adhesion and cornering ability. You may also choose to drive XR4Ti with an automatic transmission. Even in a sports coupe with these capabilities, it really works well. And it's especially convenient if you do a lot of driving in stop and go or rush hour traffic. The size and handling allow you to maneuver and park easily. and you quickly realize that this is very civilized transportation. And XR4Ti responds to your commands swiftly and accurately through the variable ratio rack and pinion steering, which takes less than 3 turns lock to lock. The quality that German engineers built into XR4Ti and the precision of its fit and finish is very evident. Back at the dealership, your road test shouldn't end until you've taken the time to closely examine the many outstanding appointments built into XR4Ti. You'll be surprised at the remarkable amount of room in a sports coupe this size. Try out the rear seat. It can accommodate 3 adults. As you would expect, there are 3-point restraining harnesses. And with the rear seat back folded down, the amount of luggage space is outstanding. There's even a convenient tie-down to keep small packages in place. And plenty of secured storage. There are so many touches that it's impossible to cover all of them in such a short time. You need to experience XR4Ti for yourself. When you look back at the car, you're left with the impression that XR4Ti is like no other car you have ever driven.
Though the XR4Ti looks great, looks alone only begin to tell the story. You have to drive it to understand the kind of performance it offers you. This car is just the first in a line of highly engineered cars that Ford of Germany and Merkur are bringing to America. The XR4Ti is a very good car. It combines a sophisticated design and a level of quality in motor cars that brings even more excitement to your driving. I repeat, only driving this very special sports coupe will let you discover the excitement that Merkur is bringing to America. The excitement of that driving experience can be found at those Lincoln Mercury Merkur dealerships which have been selected to handle the distribution of these cars. That's where you can become a believer.